Hello and welcome back. In this session, we're going to talk about cases and we're going to have an overview of the case object and what it's used for. So, what is a case? Well, a case is simply a customer service issue. Cases help you manage and track customer support issues more effectively. So, just as you have the lead object to help you manage and track leads, and you have the opportunity object to help you manage and track sales opportunities, you have cases, which is simply a way of tracking customer service issues. And there's multiple features within Salesforce to help optimize case management. So there's support settings, which we're going to go into. There's the ability to merge cases. You can have custom list views. You could set up case queues. You can have case hierarchies. And you can also configure case teams and assign contacts to contact roles, just so you know a little bit more about who it is you're dealing with on that case. So let's head into Salesforce and let's walk through each of these. So here we are in Salesforce, and what we're going to do is we're going to head into Setup by navigating to the gear icon and clicking Setup. And in the quick find search bar, we're going to have a look for support settings. So here's support settings, we'll open them up, and what you'll notice is this is very similar to how you have lead settings. We just have support settings, which are just for, well, the case object. So we could set who the default case owner is. We could set whether there's an automated case user. And then there's other little features we can add in here, such as templates, such as notifications. But the one that I do want to highlight to you is this: show closed statuses in the case status field. And the reason that this is important is it's just going to help your service team be able to work a little more efficiently. And what I mean by that is if we go into Salesforce and we go to a case, so we're just going to go to open cases here, and we're just going to open up this one. What you'll notice on the details section here is that we have this status new, but if I wanted to close that case, I can't do it from here. All I can do is set it to new, working, or escalated, which from a service team point of view isn't the quickest way of doing it. So we're going to hit cancel. We're going to head back to support settings. We'll hit edit, and we're going to go down to that little checkbox that we saw before, which is shows closed statuses in the case status field. And we're going to check that, and then we're going to save. What's really handy about support settings is that you actually have a brief description on the right hand side to give you a bit more guidance over what each of these does. But for now, let's head back to Salesforce again, and we're just going to quickly refresh our Salesforce org. So once we've refreshed Salesforce, we can go across to the status field, and in the drop down, we're now going to have the ability to actually close a case through using this status field. So again, this is quite important for a service team member, just to be able to do this quick and easily. Otherwise, we've got to create a custom action or a button just to enable them to do that. So while we're in Salesforce setup as well, why don't we have a look at merging cases? So if we click in here and we type in merge and we look at case merge, you can see that we can actually let agents merge up to 3 cases just to create one single case. And all we need to do is just enable that by checking that box. And we're then given 2 options. We can either keep the duplicate cases after the merge, which is recommended. And this is something that I always tend to go with, because that way you've got the history. You can always look back at what cases have been merged into what cases. Or we can delete duplicate cases after the merge. Now, again, this can be useful if you don't want to have too many cases to refer to. But for me, I would 99% go with really the keeping the duplicate cases. And then from those cases that are merged, you can then set the status, which we're just going to set as closed. But again, what I tend to do is create another case status for merged, and then I'll select that in here so people can see it. And we'll just hit save. So now that we've saved the case merge settings and we've enabled it, how does that work in Salesforce? Well, let's head back to Salesforce. Let's just go to cases. We're just going to discard any changes there. And we're just going to look at all open cases. And what you'll notice is we have this button up here, merge cases. And I can select up to 3 cases, hit merge cases, and I can then select which case I want to be as the master. So which one's going to be the master record. The others will be related to it, but what you can pick and choose is what's going to be the main record. So you could say 1002 is going to be the main record. We're going to take the type from this record. We're going to take the reference number, the inquiry requirement number from here. We're going to change the account to this one, and we'll change the case reason to this one. So as you can see, you can merge cases and pick and choose the data that you want from each case to make sure that you've got it relevant. Now, what I am going to do is I'm just going to close that out, and I'm just going to deselect these, and I'm just going to go into 1016. And from here, if I go to the related list, you'll see that there's nothing on there that's going to tell me anything about related cases. So what I need to do is head into Salesforce Setup, and we'll go to Edit Object. We're then going to find our way to the page layout, so case page layouts. And if I check the page layout assignment, I'm pretty sure that we just have the standard case layout as a system administrator, which we do. We'll then open that up, and we're then going to go to the related lists, and you can see we now have a related list of merged cases, and we're just going to drag and drop that onto the page, and we'll just hit save. So the reason that this is important is we need to add this related list so we can actually track what cases have been merged and where they've been merged from. So we'll close that down. We're back here at our case, and what we're going to do this time is we'll just refresh that first, and then we're going to merge the case from here. So we'll click this drop down, we'll click merge cases, and I think one that we had was that one, yeah, so 1002. So we're just going to select that, we'll hit next, and we're going to use this 1016 as the master, and then we're just going to keep the information apart from, we'll bring to electrical across, and we're going to change it to United Oil and Gas, and we'll have Stella as the main contact. And we're just going to click next again. There you're going to get a warning saying you can only you're about to merge two cases and you can't undo a merge. We'll hit merge, and what you'll now find that once that's done, if we go to the related, you'll see we now have the related list for merged cases, and if we go into that, we now have this link here as well. So this little hyperlink that sits in the name, you click that, and that's going to show you to the case that's been merged. So just so you can see that, we're at 1002. And once we're at 1002, we want to see where that's actually merged to. We can see that we can't see it here because we've actually merged this into another one. We click that link, and that's going to take us through to the case that we've merged it to, where you can see that it's listed there. So that covers a brief introduction into cases. We've looked at support settings, and we've looked at merge cases.